Namaskar. Dr. Ashok Davale is a prominent doctor, politician, and social activist. Currently, he is serving as the national president of All India Kisan Sabha since 2017. A member of the CPIM Politburo, he is key leader in the Samyukta Kisan Morcha that succeeded in getting the 3 farms laws repealed by central government of India. He is also one of the leaders of the famous AIKS-led long march in Maharashtra of 15,000 farmers from Nasik to Mumbai. He actually campaigns for the rights of the farmers, particularly agricultural laborers and tribals, focusing on the issues like land rights, debt relief, and secular unity. He is a Communist Party of India Marxist leader and a member of the Politburo of the CPM. He was also the state secretary of the CPIM in Maharashtra for about 10 years. Being a doctor, he not only focusing on the physical and mental health of the patients, but also focusing on the social issues, thereby promoting social health. And Dr. Ashok Davale is in Guntur to participate All India Kisan Sabha National Council meeting, which is going to be held at Guntur from 29th January to 1st February. So during this tenure of his Guntur visit, he visited Janachetanya Vedika YouTube channel. We welcome with a good note. Namaskaram, sir.
Thank you very much.
Sir, how US tariffs are going to affect Indian agriculture? At the same time, what is the stand of NDA government on this subject?
This effect of the US government tariffs on India is going to be disastrous. It has already started making a lot of problems for the farmers of India. For example, what they want is, in very briefly, they want India to remove all their tariff means import duty, on their agricultural products which will be imported into India. On the other hand, they want to increase their tariffs on Indian exports going to the United States, which means that our agricultural goods going into the USA will become more costly, less competitive with the others, and their coming here will flood the market and it will lead to a depression on price to the farmers of India. So that way, double way it is going to affect in a very bad sense. Now, I'll just give you one example, concrete. Cotton import, the duty was 11% up to now. When this whole tariff thing started of Donald Trump, now the Modi government just 1 or 2 months ago, he removed the complete tariff on cotton, American cotton coming into India, 11% has been cut. The effect of this is going to be that cotton from the United States is going to come cheap in India. Cotton farmer who is already notorious for suicide in Andhra, in Telangana, in Maharashtra, in Karnataka, it is going to be the farmer going to be even worse affected. Farmer suicides are going to grow. It is not only cotton. They are trying to put maximum pressure for all dairy products, removing all tariff on their dairy products coming into India. Like that, many other crops are involved, many other industrial goods is also involved in this. So in short, this US tariff terrorism is going to affect both agriculture and industry in India. Services sector also will be hit, and farmers, agricultural workers, and also MSME enterprises, that is the small enterprises, are going to be just finished. This is going to be the impact. Now, the NDA government, we are saying very clearly, it has taken a position of surrender. Already 2 such free trade agreements have already been signed by India. One is with the United Kingdom, and just now on 27th of January, few days ago, with the European Union. Now there they have reduced tariff up to 0% in many goods. They have reduced it much more in many others. So that way both these UK and European Union, This is going to be hit the farmers and workers very hard in India. Donald Trump wants to sign a free trade agreement with India, USA, and that is going to be the worst thing that will happen. So that's why we are appealing to all the farmers, workers, small entrepreneurs that please be aware of what is happening and we'll have to fight it out. Otherwise, India is going to be ruined.
Communist-led Kerala government is a role model, particularly in health as well as education, sir. Now coming back to agriculture, sir, how Kerala government policies related to agriculture that are benefiting farmers over there, sir? Can you explain on this?
The Left Democratic Front government of Kerala, led by Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan, has now been in power continuously for the last 10 years. Now regarding farmers and regarding society as a whole, you correctly mentioned the areas of health and education. One more very important area which I would like to mention right in the beginning was the announcement, which is a very welcome announcement. I think no state in India has done it. Just a few days ago, the LDF government announced that we have been able to eliminate extreme poverty in Kerala. This is something which is very important and it has been unprecedented. No other state government has had the guts to do that announcement. There were only 64,000 odd families remaining in Kerala, which was still under extreme poverty. 64,000 is not much basically. That is because of the tremendous progress done by various LDF earlier governments also in Kerala. But of these 64, they were targeted and proper schemes were devised for them. As a result of that, these last 64,000, which were in extreme poverty, were also lifted out of it, and therefore that is one very significant announcement made by the LDF government of Kerala regarding the removal of extreme poverty. That's one. Second, regarding the crops, they have given good price, tried to give near the remunerative price, although state government has very much limitations. For example, I'll tell you one example of paddy, which is one of the biggest crops in Kerala today. It's a big crop also in various other states in South India, East India, West India, etc. Now, whereas today the procurement price, MSP, for paddy announced by the Modi government, central government, is around 2,369 per quintal, which is much less than the cost of production plus a minimum profit 50%, which was set by the Swaminathan Commission. Now that is much less, so therefore 2,369 does not at all meet the needs of the peasantry in India. Kerala government has now given 3,000 rupees per quintal for paddy. They have announced it just now, a raise. Earlier, for the last few years, it was 2,820 per quintal of paddy. Now they have made it 3,000, which is nearly 700 more than what is given by the central government. So therefore, like this for every crop you can say. Rubber, which is an important cash crop, in very big crisis, they have given a bonus, they have given subsidy to the farmers. Suviksha Keralam, a new kind of a scheme where maximum land will be brought under cultivation. That also the government has done a lot. So there are a number of things, initiatives taken by the Kerala government for agriculture, for farmers, for agricultural workers also. And one of them is minimum wage. Minimum wage is the highest in Kerala for the rural poor, which is also a section of the peasantry. So from all these angles, this thing has been done by the Kerala government, which has to be very much appreciated.
Sir, what are all consequences of new Employment Guarantee Act? At the same time, what are the limitations in it? What is because we have been hearing so many rumors or so much gossips or so much noise about the new act, sir. Would you please elaborate on that?
Last month in December, the BJP central government made a very reactionary and retrograde step. they scrapped the Manrega Act. Manrega means Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. That is the full name. So it's called in short Manrega. Now they scrapped that act which was done by the earlier UPA government, and in the making of that act, the left had a very big role. We had 61 members of parliament at that time from 2004 to 2009, and as a result of that pressure, this Manrega Act could be made, Forest Rights Act could be passed, Right to Information Act could be passed, privatization of the public sector could be halted. Like this, many things could be done as a result of the pressure of 61 left members of parliament. Now, this Manrega Act, although we cannot call it a perfect one, but it was a much bigger and advance over the earlier. There was no central Rozgar Employment Act at all. So therefore, Employment Guarantee Act, this was the first time that the central government brought it about. Now, what the Modi government has done is removed that act and substituted it with another one which they have called Gram Ji Act. They call it Ji Ram Ji, we call it Gram Ji. So it's not just a change in name. They have removed Mahatma Gandhi's name, but that's not the only thing. This new act is actually attacking rural employment with a vengeance. And this is very clear because only two examples I'll give because we have less time. Number one is that the central government has reduced its expenditure on this Rural Employment Act. Earlier in Manrega, central government used to give 90%. State government had to be burdened with only 10%. Now, in this Gramji Act, they have made a fundamental change. They have reduced central government expenditure for rural employment from 90% to only 60%. And state governments, which used to be given only 10%, now have to spend 40%. All of us know state governments are bankrupt. Central government is also starving them to death, not giving them all the benefits, etc. So now with this, it is going to mean much less employment for agricultural laborers and poor peasants than what they were getting, because there is no money only. That is one. Second, in this new thing what they have said is that this act will not apply, means rural poor will not get employment during the peak agricultural season. That means the rainy season, monsoons. This act will not apply at all. Now this is going to be a very big hit at the agricultural workers, because exactly when, if that act, Manrega was applicable throughout the year, now they have said maximum 2 months, the act will not apply, the new Gramji Act. Now what will happen is that the rich peasantry and the landlords will have a field day, because the agricultural workers don't have anything to fall back upon. So then this will help them to exploit the agricultural workers more and more, because there is no safety net of the Gramji Act which is applicable during the peak agricultural season. So on the whole, this new act is going to hit out at the rural poor very hard, agricultural workers and poor peasantry. Their employment opportunities are going to decline.
Sir, these days governments are offering viability gap fund. That means whichever the industry incur losses, they are giving those, they are increasing those losses through viability gap fund. While coming back to this agriculture, sir, governments are claiming that we are taking care of the losses to the farmers in the form of crop insurance, sir. How the implementation of crop insurance presently taking care in India, sir?
See, this is the most bogus claim. This government is famous for making bogus claims, notorious rather, but this is one of the most notorious. Crop insurance scheme in India, which is called the Prime Minister Fasal Bima Yojana, PMFBY. This has become a bankrupt scheme. Nobody is happy with it. In fact, farmers are extremely angry because due to drought, due to floods, due to hailstorm, due to unseasonal rains, their crops are destroyed every year, tremendous amount. But when it comes to giving them crop insurance, all kinds of excuses are given, bogus excuses, wrong excuses to prevent the farmers from getting the benefit of crop insurance. This is the truth actually, and any number of examples we have got. I come from Maharashtra, any number of examples we have where people are just not given the compensation that is due to them, although they have paid the premium. State government has paid premium, central government has paid matching premium, all that. So the insurance private companies are making tremendous profits at the cost of the farmer, and they are getting nothing in spite of tremendous damage to crops, tremendous destruction of crops because of natural calamities, but they are not getting anything because of this act, which is basically weighted against the interests of farmers. So we are demanding a complete radical change in the PMFBY. We demand that this scheme be stopped, a new scheme be brought, and because of this old scheme and its bankruptcy, 8-9 state governments have opted out of that scheme, including the Gujarat state government, which is main this thing of Amit Shah and Narendra Modi. But they have also opted out of the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana because they say it's of no use to the farmers of Gujarat. Same experience we are getting everywhere else also. Just now, Punjab, you saw the floods. In Haryana, we saw the floods. Huge, many other states. What they got? Nothing, not one naya paisa the farmers got from the PMFBY. This is the situation. So therefore, whatever claims they make is absolutely bogus. I think the whole scheme requires to be totally deleted and a new scheme which is pro-farmer, anti-corporate, that needs to be brought about.
Sir, newly designed Seed Bill 2025, will this is going to benefit farmers or manufacturers? Whom?
It's a very simple question that you asked. There is no doubt about it. All the experts who have studied this seed bill have come to the conclusion that this is going to help only the corporate sector and it is going to harm the farmer. There are many technical things that I can tell you, but we don't have that much time. But this seed bill, I can only tell you this much. It has been designed particularly to help the foreign corporate sector and also the domestic corporate sector, which is now engaged in the production of seeds. And this is what is the worst part of this, and this is going to create a very bad situation for the farmers of India. Another bill which is there pending now, and that is the electricity bill. This electricity amendment bill 2025, which aims to privatize the electricity sector, this is going to also hit the farmers very, very badly, and not only farmers, all the rural middle and poor classes, all the urban classes also, because this smart meter scheme is going to be started all over India. They already started in many places, and we have got the experience that huge bills are coming, electricity bills. They are going to benefit only the corporates, and the poor person, the farmer, agricultural worker, they are going to be finished as a result of this electricity bill, just as the seed bill is also very much against their interests.
Mahatma Gandhi dreamt of Grama Swaraj, sir. How this Grama Swaraj or how farmers are going to be affected by corporate agriculture that started in India, sir?
Corporate agriculture actually, it started from 1991, the effect of corporate dominated agriculture. Ever since these LPG policies began, liberalization, privatization, globalization, then this whole corporate entry into agriculture began. The government started withdrawing from the market. It left the market open to these big corporates, both foreign and domestic, and we are seeing the impact of it today. Number one, the cost of agriculture has tremendously increased. Why? Because for two reasons. Number one, the government, central government, many state governments have reduced the subsidy that farmers were getting for seeds, for fertilizers, for power, that is electricity, irrigation, everything. And all these sectors are slowly being given over to the corporate lobby, which is now running them for purely making a lot of profit. So this is one very important question that has happened. And as a result of this, the price of seeds, fertilizer, insecticide, diesel, petrol, and also every other method that agriculture requires has now increased so much. This has led to a tremendous rise in the cost of production. Very clearly, you ask any farmer who has got, generally, they keep accounts, and they will tell you that in these last 30 years, from 1991 up to now, neoliberal period, we have got finished. And that is why farmer suicides have started. Such a big amount, 4 lakhs in the last 25-30 years. 4 lakh farmers have committed suicide just because of indebtedness. They just cannot pay off their loans. So these are all the problems that have been caused. Therefore, this is a very important question regarding this, and this has to be totally lock, stock and barrel. If this corporate influence goes on increasing, it's going to lead to a total ruination of Indian agriculture. This is one thing very clear.
Even to support your statement, sir, for data you given, being a family, agriculture background family, sir, recently I asked my brother, what is average production cost for mirchi, which is familiar in Andhra, sir? He told me it is in between 3 lakh to 3.5 lakh rupee. Only the production, sir, production cost, sir, and forgot about the returns and all, sir. And one more question, sir. What is the need of irrigation projects, particularly developing backward areas, sir? Particularly, if you ask me Andhra data, sir, what I have the knowledge with me, in Andhra around 86 projects in different stages, sir, which require around 1,16,000 crore for completion of these. But these projects are like that only since ages, sir. What is your suggestion for entire irrigation projects across India, sir?
See, you asked a very right question. For any kind of agriculture to flourish, what are the two basic things you require? First thing you require is land. Without land, there can be no agriculture. That's a very clear thing. And if you have land, if you want it to flourish, the second thing you require is water. Without land and water, there can be no agriculture. All the other things come later on. Seed, fertilizer, all those things come afterwards. Without water, you have no future. Agriculture has no future. Therefore, the importance of irrigation cannot be overestimated. It is tremendous. And unfortunately, you correctly gave the example of Andhra, where so many irrigation projects are just hanging, not been completed. Similar is the case in almost all the states in India. Similar. And what is the reason for it? The basic reason for it is that irrigation projects are not being completed because of lack of money. Government doesn't want to spend. And like electricity, privatization, what they want to do is privatization of irrigation also. Privatization of water. This you can make out very simply. What are those Bisleri bottles? 15 rupees, 20 rupees. What is this? Very clear example of the privatization of water. Very clear. Hardly that bottle must be costing 50 paise. How much are they taking from us? 15 rupees or sometimes even 20 rupees. Super profit they are making. All these companies. Similarly, Now they want the whole irrigation sector to also be controlled by these companies. And that is one reason why the government doesn't want to spend. Earlier governments, Bhakra Nangal Dam, in Andhra also so many dams are there, Hirakud Dam, Nagarjuna Sagar Dam, all these are very major dams. Who built them? It was the government that gave the money. And because of that, irrigation became very widely spread. Farmers got water for their crops, etc. Land was irrigated. Drinking water is a very important thing. That also they could get. Now, because of this privatization of irrigation, people are not interested, government is not interested. And therefore, if the private sector goes in, the water charges are going to go up the roof. And that is going to be impossible for a farmer to afford. So this is where the real problem lies, and that is what will have to be tackled very radically in the coming days.
And one last question, sir. What is the significance of Dr. M.S. Swaminathan recommendation? Are these governments executing those recommendations?
See, it's a very good last question that you have asked, because it's a very fundamental question. That whole 1 year, 15 days, iconic struggle at the Delhi borders from 26 November 2020 to 11 December 2021, when for 1 year and 15 days, lakhs of farmers blocked all the national highways coming to Delhi under the leadership of the Sanyukta Kisan Morcha, of which my organization, the All India Kisan Sabha, is a very important component, along with others. What was the demands? First demand, of course, was repeal of the 3 farm laws, which were totally anti-farmer, totally pro-corporate. So that was one very, very key cardinal demand, which we won as a result of that agitation, not only in Delhi. That agitation had spread all over India. I remember coming to Andhra Pradesh, coming to Guntur, coming to so many other districts, going to Visakhapatnam, in Andhra, so many places, Krishna district, having big meetings, Mahapanchayat, in support of the Delhi struggle. I have myself come here. Rakesh Tikait has come here. All of us have come here. Not only here, all over the country we have moved. My point is, this was one thing, repeal of the farm laws. Which was the second important demand? Exactly what you have told now. Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, National Commission on Farmers, constituted in 2004, brought out his report in 2006, 5 volumes, then an executive summary, where one of the main things they have recommended is, if you want to stop farmer suicide, if you want to control this agrarian crisis, one of the first things that the government must do, this is Dr. Swaminathan's recommendation, that you must give every farmer for every crop 50% more over the entire cost of production. Comprehensive cost of production plus 50%. That's how it became a formula which every farmer knows. C2 plus 50%. C2 means comprehensive cost of production plus 50%. So that unfortunately was not agreed by the Modi government then. They formed a committee which was all bogus, nothing happened, and no government ever since 2006 has actually implemented that point. Except, as I told you, the LDF government of Kerala, which gave 700 more rupees per quintal for paddy than the central government was declaring as MSP. So they have come close to it. But others, nothing. Central government is main responsible for that. If you don't give that much amount to a farmer, how can he live? His cost must be clearly met. Even that is not being met today because of the agrarian crisis. Then what about your clothes that you require? What about the medicines? What about the food? What about the education of the children? What about daughter's marriage? From where will he get all this? That is why Dr. Swaminathan had said 50% over and above the comprehensive cost of production every farmer must get for every crop. This has never been implemented. And this is the real reason for the indebtedness of farmers. This is the reason why they can't pay back, because the cost of production is rising, as I said earlier, because of the lack of subsidy, the whole encouragement given to the corporates, and corporates will come inside only for super profit, nothing else. And on the other hand, while cost of production is growing, the thing that the farmers are getting as income is reducing. This is the root of the agrarian crisis, and this, if you want to deal with, then Dr. M.S. Swaminathan's commission's recommendations need to be accepted by the government. That is the only way in which farmers and agricultural workers in our country can be saved.
Sir, under the leadership of Dr. Ashok Davale, through All India Kisan Sabha, all farmers' rights are to be protected, sir. For this, I wish that entire public should support you people, sir. Thereby, when a farmer is well, sir, then entire nation will be well, sir. So, we thank you very much for all the way traveling from North India to Guntur, sir, and finding some time to visit our studio and sharing your thoughts on different subjects that would benefit the farmers. Dhanyawad, sir.
Thank you very much for having invited. Thank you.